Okay, so this part 2 about relationships with family members and why you should caution yourself rekindling relationships with them. Number one, if they don't come with changed behavior. So I'll get into that. So let me finish telling the story from part 1. So I get to talking to my cousin. We talking about what happened. I'm asking him why he was trying to play referee. He told me he was afraid he was going to get locked up if he would have put hands on her. At that time, somebody called the police. Somebody called the police. Police pull up in the gas station. We tell them what happened, as I done been doused in all type of fucking water bottles. I can see a little clear now. And the police was like, well, since she had a chemical weapon and she used it since she had a chemical substance and she used it as a weapon and not as a defense mechanism, she could go to jail for that. And if you would have defended your cousin, you weren't gonna go to jail for that, because she, tried to attack you or whatever. She was the aggressor. So I already knew this shit. You know what I'm saying? I already knew this shit, but my cousin, he act like he don't know. He act like he's scared to put hands on him. Right? So, like I said, I wasn't mad at him. I was just very disappointed, because I'm like, damn, since we were shorties, motherfuckers used to like bully my little cousin. It was this little boy that used to live across the street named Lorenzo. He used to bully my little cousin. I used to get up on Shorty on everything. I used to be roughing his ass up, and his mom used to get mad at me because I was 13, he was 11 at the time. I was 12, and my cousin was 10 at the time. But it went on for like a year or two of him bullying my cousin. I want to say about a year or two, maybe a year and a half. Because after a while, he stopped fucking with him, because every time he fucked with my cousin, he had to fuck with me. Now, I was tall. Me and my bro always been big for our ages. And Shorty was like a year older than he was a year older than my cousin, but he was a year younger than me. Or my cousin was 10. No, my cousin was 11. He was 12, and I was 13. That's how that went. So, but I was taller than him, and I used to be roughing his ass up. I'm like, nah, fight me. Fight somebody that's almost your height. Leave my little cousin alone. Then I used to be teaching my little cousin how to fight. Ain't know what the fuck I was doing as a little girl, but I knew I was a tomboy, so I used to wrestle with the boys. And I didn't grow up fighting girls. I grew up wrestling with boys and getting into it with boys. So for me, at that age and at that time in my life, it was nothing. It was a no-brainer. Okay, I didn't care. You're not finna keep fucking with my little cousin. But I also taught his ass how to defend himself. Not really knowing what I was doing, but I told him, hey, put up your fist like this, hey, block your face, blah, blah, blah. So, after a while, he kept messing with my little cousin. After a while, that fizzled the fuck out. Okay. Now, going back to the whole mace, being sprayed with mace by my brother, baby mama, I ain't trust my cousin after that. Because I'm like, I protected you when we was kids. I'm expecting you to protect me now. And this goes to me also saying and realizing that men are not really protectors by nature. And so us women need to stop expecting men to protect us. We need to protect ourselves in every shape, form, or fashion. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, sexually, all of that. Because because if it was in them like that, one could say, oh no, your cousin was just a punk or whatever. But that don't got nothing to do with it. It's just not in a male's nature to protect women. They would have to care so much to be protective. And yes, fear, if you care a lot, fear won't even be a factor. Even if you are scared, I care about my cousin. I care about her getting hurt. I don't trust this bitch. Well, we just both going. If we do go to jail, then we just go to jail then. Because if the tables was turned and it was some dude and I'd have fucked the dude up about him and they like, hey, you got to go to jail, then that just be my fate. Then I just got to go to fuck the jail. But I'm not finna let no bigger dude, because my brother baby mama is bigger than me. I'm not finna let no, and my cousin, he taller than me. I'm not finna let no bigger dude run up on my cousin with some type of weapon behind his back, whatever he got behind his back, thinking he finna whoop up on my cousin. I'm just finna stand there because I'm a woman. Hell no, I'm finna do something till the police get here. You can't trust the police. Sorry, but not sorry. So, fast forwarding years later, that put a damper in me trusting him in our relationship, but I always stayed cool because I don't hold grudges. We end up falling out about, in our adult years, a few years ago, we ended up falling out about his now girlfriend that is now his fiance. Me and her was cool. We had started like talking on the phone or whatever. We always been like cool, hey, when I see her, hey girl, hey. But we never really hung out, but we started talking on the phone, and I seen he had a problem with that, and we fell out about that. That's gonna have to be a part 3. So jump into me seeing him about 2 weeks later. I wanted to talk about what happened between me, him, and his girlfriend a few years ago, and why we fell out again, me and him. And the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because we've been cool for a little while, and we don't see each other very often, but he was giving me the energy that he wants to move forward and being cool with me. And he's changed and all that. And he's talking about how his girlfriend changed. And I'm like, man, okay, cool, whatever. This is what I'm thinking in my head. Okay, cool. But I never believe when somebody say they change until I see change behavior. I got to see it in your fucking behavior. And it showed me when I brung up the shit that happened a few years ago. It wasn't even probably a few. It's probably a couple. On why we fell out. And how he treated me when we fell out about his girlfriend. He dismissed the conversation by saying, oh, you need to get over the past, and that ain't what really happened, and blah 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 blah. So once he said that, the conversation went left, and I was like, this boy ain't changed. Yes, I called him a boy because he's a grown-ass boy like most men are. Grown-ass boys. I'm like, this boy ain't changed. This man ain't changed. He ain't changed. He posing like he changed. But anytime you dismiss my feelings or how you treated me, and I don't have no security that you're going to treat me a certain way moving forward, that means you are likely to cross boundaries again with me. And I have set boundaries now where ain't no crossing no boundaries. You will not come in my life and disrespect me and dismiss my feelings about anything when we get into a conflict and then think we just gonna be cool the next day. I will not trust you, and I will not fuck with you like that. If I have to be around you or do anything with you, or if I don't have to be around you, I won't fuck with you at all. And that go for family members too. Nobody is fucking exempt at this point. Okay, you gotta have boundaries when you dealing with people, man. And because we wasn't taught boundaries, because they need to be teaching this shit in school, in these public institutions, because that's all the fuck they is. They need to be teaching this shit in school. So, and I teach my son about boundaries and stuff like that. Like, don't let people just say they change out their mouth. Look at their behavior patterns. Look at their actions and then look at their patterns. See, I look at both actions and patterns. And my cousin, he got a pattern of how he reacted to me when I brought up the situation. Because I was like, I want to revisit what happened, because I want to understand it between the both of us. So that way, and the reason why I bring it up is so that if we do have a misunderstanding, because it was a misunderstanding, but I could tell he really believed that I was on some malicious type shit, and I wasn't. And because I care about the relationship moving forward, that's what I was thinking at the time. You got to know where my intentions was. And my intentions was on some positive shit, never on no negative shit. And if I was a person that was holding on to the past, I wouldn't even be trying to move forward with you, even talking about it. That's the type of person I am. For me, that's where my maturity lies. If we had an issue in the past and we didn't talk about that shit, well, we got to understand it. And you just want to be cool like nothing ain't never happened because you saying that's the past, that shit don't work with somebody like me. That shit ain't gonna never work with nobody like me. I would rather cut off the relationship and not fuck with you at all. Because that lets me know you're gonna be dismissive to my feelings, and I ain't got time for that shit. So with that being said, we bumped heads about that shit, and he kept telling about I'm dwelling on the past, and I'm like, well, that's just your way of being dismissive to my feelings. I'm not dwelling on the past. I want to get an understanding about what happened in the past from the both of us, so this shit won't happen again. Cause see, it went too far to the point where you had other family members thinking I was on bullshit. And see, when you start having other motherfuckers think shit about my character, now motherfuckers gonna be looking at me like, you know what I'm saying, like something wrong with me. And I'm already the outcast. I'm already the black sheep of the family. I'm already one that's the rebel that don't follow society norms. I'm already that girl in the family. So I already don't feel like I fit in, and I ain't trying to. So with that being said, motherfuckers gonna have to get an understanding with me moving forward. And the conversation went left. We ended up having an argument, but it wasn't a bad argument, but it was just, again, him telling me, oh, I need to let the past go. And then when I said some stuff, I said something about his girlfriend, and he felt like it was disrespectful. I said, nah, baby, that's an observation. You got to know the difference between observations and disrespect. Because why would I disrespect your girlfriend? I have no reason to disrespect her. Even though we bumped heads. When we bumped heads, I didn't even disrespect her. I actually told her in the text message, like, hey, we could pull up and talk about this like adults. But until then, don't be blowing up my phone. Because I know you blowing up my phone to argue. We could do that in person. Even though I'm not looking for no argument. We could pull up and talk about it in person. I'm not finna hold no phone and do no tongue wrestle with you over the phone, because it hits different over the phone than in them text messages. But when you get motherfuckers in front of you, you more likely to get an understanding when that other person ain't got no, and when that person was me, ain't got no malicious intent. So that's part 2 of why I say, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't be rekindling relationships with family members if they don't come with changed behavior. And I just gave some reasons on how he didn't come with the changed behavior. And one of the things about that too, again, you don't want to rekindle no relationship with nobody who just gonna dismiss your feelings and be like, oh well, that's in the past. Nah, ain't no in the past. Cause when you apologize, you didn't apologize for what you did. Y'all got to be careful of fucking with people who apologize, but they don't apologize for specific things of what the fuck they did. They just be like, oh, I'm sorry for what happened. No. Them ain't real apologies. So I'll be back with part 3. Y'all be easy.